Hello there, I am a CCG collector and I've got something pretty fantastic in store for all of you today. Big old booster box of Middle-earth Against the Shadow, just right for the opening, and that is what we're going to do today. Now, I say fantastic for all of you, but of course this is going to be great for me too. I mean, I love opening old booster packs, especially rarer ones. You know, you see a lot of cards that you don't normally see, and just a good time all around. So if you want to skip right to the booster pack opening, I'm sure there's a link in the description for a timestamp, but first, I'm going to give you a little bit of background. You know, why this? Why Against the Shadow? How did I come into possession of a booster box like this? If I had it, why did I wait so long to open it? And so on and so forth. Well, here's the thing. Back in the day, when I started collecting sealed product, I started collecting it for the Star Wars CCG, and that was because it had nostalgic value for me. I see a pack, brings me back to those good old times of when I was cracking packs, you know, when there's sort of an innocence about CCGs that I don't feel there is today. If you want to build a deck now, you don't open booster packs, you buy singles. And that wasn't the case back then, so I bought booster packs, but that sort of spilled over into other CCGs as well. But I went beyond booster packs. I went to sealed product like this, big old things, and it was because for me, I sort of viewed it as an investment. You know, if I find this for a great price on eBay, maybe I wait a year, maybe two, maybe three, maybe longer, then sell it to someone who's willing to pay a lot more for it than I spent on it myself. But lately, with me getting into Middle-earth as a player, not so much as a collector, but actually appreciating it from that different angle, now there's different value in this for me. Now this is a source of singles, that rares and uncommons, and even some commons in this set that are just impossible to find or very expensive to find other places. I mean, the rare ones in this set, they go for what? $30, $40, $50, $60 if you can find them, if someone has them and is willing to part with them. So, you know, Dark Tryst, where the heck are you going to find a Dark Tryst? So that's why I'm doing this today. So I've turned my investment into just treating this as a commodity, buy low, sell high, into now buy it and now reap the rewards and not have to buy the singles afterward. So, hey, good for me, good for all of you guys. I need all sorts of Against the Shadow cards, and we're going to start getting them right now. Oh, man, I honestly never thought I'd do this with this box. I never expected to actually open this guy, but here we are. And there that is. Let's make this like a, like a game store display. How does that work? Oh, look at that. Just like we're going to the card shop, gonna buy some booster packs. Difference is we're buying, what, 60 of these? Oh no, they're 36. They just have twice the rares in each pack. And yes, you heard that right. Each of these packs contains 2 rares, 4 uncommons, and 6 common cards, and a little rules insert. Now they did that because I think what any card game manufacturer realizes that people like opening booster packs and they like getting the rares, and they don't like so much getting all the commons. This happened with the Star Wars CCG, where they started out with 15 card packs, 1 rare, I think 4 uncommons or 5 uncommons and 9 or 10 commons, and they moved to 9 card packs, 1 rare, 3 uncommons, 5 commons. The same kind of deal with this, with Middle-earth. They moved steadily toward a model of get the cards you want, not the cards you don't want. And that started with this set, with the 2 rares, and only 4 uncommons and 6 common cards. It continued with the white hand, and then finally by the time the backlog rolled around, they said, you know, heck with it. Just give them a fixed pack. They'll get all the cards they need. So that's where we stand now. But the good news is there are 72 rares in these packs. A lot of opportunities to get a lot of good cards. For those of you just joining us from the timestamp in the description, hello, welcome. Glad you're here. Let's get the show on the road. Alrighty. So if memory serves, we start off with with the 4 uncommons, and then we hit the 2 rares. The Undervaults, Short Legs Are Slow, Drugu, Burat, Powers 2... Oh boy, Powers Too Dark and Terrible, and one of the 9 rare ones in the set Itengast Roused. So this is actually really, really good news for me. And the reason this is really, really good news for me is that I need this card. You know, you think, oh, you get a Magic Collector, you get a full set, you turn it around, sell it for $50 or whatever. I need this card. I'm building someone put up a deck list of an Arda deck, which is a big old 1,000-card deck. You know, multiple people play from the same deck and so on. A minion version, and the minion version just happens to have one copy of each of these dragons in it. So, as crazy as it sounds, I don't need the Ithelstone, I don't need Farmer Maggot. I know those two are impossible to find. I don't need either of those. I need the dragons, and that's why I'm opening these today. So, that's pretty awesome. I'm not really going to go through the comments. Hey, now we're talking. This is a card a lot of people like. You want to know why they like it? Draw 3 cards and remove this card from the game. Deck acceleration with no downside. So I'm actually going to set that aside. I'll put it right up here. Actually, yeah. Yep, that's all good. Rares, rare ones, commons, uncommons, and then the rest of the commons are all there. I'm just going to kind of blow through these commons. But another nice thing about opening Against the Shadow now is that back when I did my first couple of booster openings, then my quote-unquote box break, I didn't really know anything about the minion side of things, and that's exactly what this set... Oh my goodness. This is going to be one heck of a video, guys. Oh, second dragon, second rare one that I needed. 2 packs, 2 rare ones. Holy cow. Where was I? Something about... Oh, yeah. So, I didn't actually know a lot about the cards, the minion side of things. You know, if I'm trying to see, like, I look at a card like this and I'd see 5 strikes, detainment. What does detainment mean? And now I know. It means that when you attack the company, if you're successful, they tap, they do not wound. But when I first opened these cards and put up my videos for that, I didn't really know anything about it. I just knew that I wanted to get some of the rare ones. I mean, clearly I should have waited, but I didn't. Oh, some of this artwork is great. I didn't really know enough to say if a card was good or not, and now I can actually look at the cards and say, oh, I can see where that would be useful. Oh, I understand. That's interesting. So I'm not really doing that right now. I might get into it a little bit more as I go through the uncommons and the rares and just actually call out what they do. But I've got 36 packs to go through. Well, now, 33? So I don't know how much time I want to spend on each of these, but I will try to hold them in front of the camera. The nice thing is, I am noticing a lot of cards from the Arda deck list that I needed, and now I'm getting them. The Great Eye. Play if you are Sauron. Alrighty. So that... Oh, that's cool. Well, you know, I'll go over both of these, because these are both interesting to me. Playable during any player's turn if a strike against one of your companies from a Ringwraith attack or Nazgul creature fails. If still in active play following its body check, discard the Ringwraith. So, of course, this is an artist's depiction of that scene, that moment in the book when the Ringwraiths are trying to cross the river. And what was his name? Glorfindel? Yeah, not Arwen as in the movie, but Glorfindel as in the books, called the river down to consume them. And consume it did. So that's neat. If Ringwraith attack fails, you get rid of it permanently. Body check or no body check. Now here's another rather special case card. Playable if you are Sauron. So the Lidless Eye, the base set sort of, before this one, had a card called the Lidless Eye, and it allowed you to play as Sauron. Sometimes you play as a wizard, sometimes you play as Ringwraith, sometimes you play as a Fallen Wizard, sometimes you play as the Balrog. That particular card lets you play as Sauron. So this event requires that to be in play. Hazard limit is decreased by 1. You can discard it to target and cancel the play of a hazard event played by your opponent. This cannot be used. Okay, that's interesting. So basically it kind of calms everyone down, and then you can discard it to cancel one of their short events, I believe, or effect, something like that. Which is... Ooh, Black Horse. I need a couple of these too. So that's great. I should probably set... Nah, I need a number of comments from here. So, where was I? What was I saying? Yeah, so it's a nice little thing, the Great Eye. It's a nice little thing to kind of keep your opponent aware that, hey, if I play this card, they might cancel it. Do I want to waste that cancel on this card? Do I want to... How do I play this turn? Under Quartz, Eye Never Sleeping. Another, playable if you're Sauron. Cancel one, has a creature attack. Very cool. Iron Deeps. I love all these Under Deeps cards. Just, there's this whole dimension of Middle-earth that the movies gave us a lot of great visuals, and they did what they could with Moria, of course, but just seeing some of this artwork of what might be underground is really, really cool to see. Alright, there we go. Lord of the Haven and the Gem... Hold on. Oh, there we go. Lord of the Haven and the Gem Deeps. Manifestation of Círdan or Círdan or whoever. So that's interesting too, because now that there are enemy companies, or you're playing from the minion perspective. Now these cards are sort of re-envisioning some of the hero characters as enemies. So Círdan is, of course, a character from the Wizards expansion. I keep saying expansion, base set. This is sort of a manifestation of him. Now he's being treated as a hazard creature. So that's pretty cool. You know, I gotta tell you though, Underroads, there's another example of those. I gotta tell you though, my first two packs I pulled two rare ones. That really set my expectations pretty high, and they're starting to fall again. So let's see if we can find another one of those. Yeah, looking like we're not going to be able to. There we go. Keep these kind of tidy. All the bells ringing. Sack over the head. Wain Easterlings. Apparently a wain is just another word for a chariot. Yep, stronger and better armed than any that had appeared before. They journeyed in great wains, and their chieftains fought in chariots. So maybe wains are different than chariots. The Worthy Hills. Interesting. Okay, so the minion version of this site never taps, I'm fairly certain. This is now the hero version of it, and it says, during the site phase, you may tap two characters to untap the site. So, similar, but a little bit more work. Uncommons. Unhappy Blows and Framsburg. Gotta tell you, I love, love, love the art for the sites in the later sets. Rares. Book, Return Beyond All Hope, Misty Mountain Deeps. There we go. Need, Above the Abyss, and Great Bets. Alright. Thaler's, Nuriag's, Under Gates. More Under Deep sites. Raider Hold. Morgul Orcs and Creature of an Older World. Very, very cool. Warrior Ally, playable on your Ringwraith. Receives +2 prowess. Company is in Fell Rider mode if he's the only character and can move freely, using starter movement. Interesting. So starter movement is... There are two kinds of movement in the game. There's region movement, which is where you just call out, hey, I'm started in some site in... give me a site here. I don't know. In some site in Gorgoroth, and now I'm going to go to Southern Rovanian, so I'm going to go through there, to there, to there, to there. Starter movement, I guess I do need to pull out a site after all, says that for a given site, it has a site path, and it tells you the regions you go through, and you only go from a haven to a site, and then back to a haven. So that's interesting that this, in so late of an expansion, is suggesting that it must be played with starter movement. Froth and Rage, Sun Unveiled, Black Horse, good. I need a number of those. I think. Maybe I'm misremembering. No, I think I need 9 Black Horses. I don't know. Elder Hollow, the Dark Power, the Under Quartz, Eye Never Sleeping, Thrall Ring. Okay, so this is a card that I need for both the Lost Challenge decks, the Ringwraith ones, and I also need a second copy of it for the Arda deck. So that is fantastic that I have that. And then Tower Rated. Wow. There's, as is often the case with these later sets, gotta shrink the text to see what is actually going on here to fit all of it into the card. Playable during the site phase on untapped Shadow Hold if your company is there. Bears an item worth at least 2 marshalling points, contains an untapped scout, and discards for no effect a stolen knowledge card it controls. Oh boy. Tap the site, discard the item. Company faces 4 strikes with 8 prowess. Tap a scout in the company at the end of the site phase. And by now, if all that happens, all versions of the Shadow Hold site are now ruins and lairs, and no factions are playable there. And it's worth 6 marshalling points. Wait, discard this card when the site is discarded or returned to your location. So is it not worth 6 marshalling points? Oh, I wonder if you need to keep your company there. Now you've raided the tower. Now you need to keep sort of a garrison there in order for you to continue to get the benefits of that. That's cool artwork. I like that. By one of my favorite artists. That makes sense. Oh, okay. Handy effect. I do like how in these sets, well, maybe not in just these sets, maybe throughout the game, that there's just such thematic cards that actually sort of represent doing things, carrying out quests and missions, and doing more than just, killing guys and finding items like that. You have a company. They've got their stolen information. They know the tower to go to. They charge there. They slaughter the orcs there. They pillage. Actually, this is a hero card. They pillage the place, knock it down, and now they have to set up shop there in order for you to get that. That's just really cool. Okay, so here's another Underdeep site. Got big old mushrooms growing underground. And what's really cool, too, is with sites like these, there are usually hero versions, minion versions, and Balrog versions. And they all have slightly different artwork, usually by different artists, with the same theme. And it's really cool to see them all come together like that. What are these, the uncommons? Yeah, we're still there. We're still there, guys. Hey! One I didn't need, but another rare one. So fantastic. And nothing but dragons so far. Very cool. Oh, and if you're wondering what... I'll get to them in just a second. You're wondering, what are all these dragons that he keeps on shearing his head off about and then putting in a pile? Why does he need them so badly? Well, these are factions that you are trying to recruit. They're worth... Well, in guess is worth 6 marshalling points. Earcaraxi, whatever, a dragon, and Liu Karuth are both worth 4. But you need to make a heck of an influence check. Greater than 11, greater than 15 for this guy. So great, I knocked the camera there. Greater than 12. But you can also, kind of bribe them with a major item or a greater item to add to that influence check. And then, now that he's on your side, all attacks by manifestations against any of your companies are canceled. But any other company moving in these particular areas faces that attack. So not only do you get the marshalling points, but you get a dragon totally on your side that now doesn't attack you, but really gives everyone else a hard time. Very cool. Alatar the Hunter by, I think, what's becoming one of my new favorite artists, Quentin Hoover, and some of my favorite artwork in the game. And if you guys can find a full-size version of this image, I believe it's called Blue Wizards. It's a really remarkable piece of artwork. Welling Hall, Short Legs Are Slow, and Mionid. Treason the Greatest Foe, and Palando the Soul Keeper. So I mentioned that the elf Círdan had Hazard Manifestation. We just saw Radagast there. We saw Alatar there. Now we see Palando. So all the wizards can go and give your opponents a hard time as well. Now, they need to be in, freeholds or whatever these are called, but still. That goes there, that goes there. Dark Tryst goes there. Very cool. Yep, so why are Dark Trysts so rare? Why are you setting aside a common card, CCG Collector? Well, I already pointed out its incredible effect. It's basically, what's the Magic equivalent? It's one of the Power 9, you know, pay a blue, draw 4 cards. I think I know that. Troth Ring, okay, another one I needed. I would like to have another Thrall Ring, but Troth Ring is pretty sweet as well. And Hounds of Sauron. Dark Tryst, why is it so rare even though it's a common card? Well, first of all, the Against the Shadow set is pretty rare on the whole. But Dark Tryst, of course, everyone wants 3 of them in their deck. The Lost Challenge decks call for something like 22 of them across the extra 12 decks that are outlined there, the deck lists there. Whoa. And so they're in very high demand. Even the places I go to, like Eagle Card and Guay that normally have a good stock of commons and uncommons, and often give them away kind of as a, you know, for free if you buy other cards from them, don't have any of those left in stock because they are so sought after. So this is nice, and I'm actually getting a chance to get some of those. Alrighty, keep it coming. Let's try to get some of those other rare ones now. I do need. What do I need? I need Dalaman Roused, and I need another one. Because there are 5 of them total. There's Dalaman, there's Lucaruth, Itengast, Irkurix, and Baronex? Something like that. So I need those 2 fellows roused. And in this big old booster box, I imagine I should be getting a couple. Maybe not all 9, but I should be getting at least, you know, 4 or 5. Arwen Wolves and Orsa Dol Guldur. Okay. Alright. So we'll see. I mean, you can kind of see how the box is going down, but we're in this growing pile of wrappers. I'd say we're about halfway through. Driven as by Madness. Alright. Use Your Legs and Roskabel. That's Radagast's Hangout. Yeah, as you can tell. Near Starkhaven Dol Guldur. Playable information items, automatic attacks, 2. Maya, 1 strike with 13 prowess. Maya, 1 strike with 13 prowess. So Maya is what the wizards are. And if Radagast is in play, he's clearly not hanging out at home, so the automatic attacks are removed. Nice little bit of flavor there. Misty Mountain Deeps. Need Earthplumb and Steward's Guard. Alrighty. And we keep on going. The Under Gates, Helm of Fear, Wayne Easterling. So we saw the minion version of this, and now we see the hero, which is kind of nice because, yes, Against the Shadow is meant to fill out the minion side of things, but for factions that are essentially neutral, that they're just people, and whoever influences them best gets them, it's nice that we're getting 2 sides. And Nurniags is like that as well, but 2 sides that either player can influence. Alatar the Hunter. So here's the disappointing bit, that this guy is the only rare in the game that is also an uncommon. So, ooh, steeds. So we got him as the uncommon, we got him as a rare now. I imagine that just had to do with the uncut sheets, just how they filled them out in the card quantity that was there. Oh, speaking of uncut sheets, ooh, Under Vaults. Look at that. I love all this Under Deeps artwork. All the bells ringing. Honestly, I love all this artwork. Every card, almost every card in these later sets just is really a piece of art all by itself. You know, some of the earlier ones, like the Wizards, well, largely the Wizards, were kind of iffy, but almost all of these are winners. It's really excellent. I mean, honestly, it's kind of silly, but it's almost like you have an art book of the Middle-earth trilogy just in these cards. And the bonus is you can play a game with them. So that's really cool. talking about rare ones, which we weren't, but we were at one point. I've got 3 of them so far. 2 of them pulled in the first 2 packs of the video, of course. But I believe I worked out the math at one point, and because there are 2 rares in a pack, and given the amount of cards in the set, I believe you should get one about every 7 packs. So there should be about 5 of those rare ones in here. And what's actually really nice, Iron Deeps and Sulfur Deeps, man. What's really nice, Alliance of Free Peoples. I will tell you guys what's really nice. Trust me, I will. First of all, so this is unfortunate. There are 2 versions of this card. One with this ugly black line across it, and one without. This is the ugly black line one. An Ancient Black Axe, okay. But what's really nice, and now I'm forgetting. You'll have to trust me that it's nice. Treachery and treacherously. I'm seeing a theme here. What is really nice? Rares, 5 rare ones, 7 packs. Oh, yeah. So, what's really nice is that there seems to be a pretty good distribution. They finally got the distribution right. I haven't really opened enough packs to know if it was an issue or not in earlier sets. I understand that it was an issue in earlier sets, but they seem to have gotten the distribution right, because I don't feel like I've gotten several patterns, where you'll get the same 5 cards in a row, or the same 4 cards in a row. So that's nice. Under Grottos, I've never gotten that one yet. And now we've got Grey Havens and Padding Feet. I gotta tell you, the dopamine hit from pulling those rare ones is starting to wear off. So, Dark Tryst, fantastic. So, I hope I get another one soon, or else I might stop cracking these packs. If I'm not getting anything out of them, right? Oh, but I am getting stuff out of them. I am getting fantastic artwork. Fantastic artwork. I mean, no matter what card it is. I mean, even that, I love that perspective. I love that angle there. Because you see what's going on, but you got even a nice rule of thirds thing going on there. Clearly, Chris Travas knows what he's doing. Well, that's why they hired him. But just, you got the focal point, and it just really, really, yes! Okay, so really, really good artwork, if you'll excuse me for a bit. So here, the one rare that I'm aware of that I got 2 of is also the one rare that I needed 2 of. So that's outstanding. Framsburg, okay, I'm pretty sure I got that before, but who's going to complain about a landscape like that? I actually have, by Rob Alexander. I think he did a lot of Magic cards. I actually have a print of that card just because of the artwork on that card, just because it was on eBay for a good price at one point, and I thought it was good looking. There was a nice bit of art, so I bought it, and I have it. I wasn't expecting to talk about it today, otherwise I would have it ready to show, but that's alright. Alright. Far Below the Deepest Delvings. That's so cool. That it's not quite a throwaway line, but it's a line that has a little bit of flavor, but not much else in the book. Far, far below the deepest delvings of the dwarves. Far, far below the deepest delvings of the dwarves, the world is gnawed by nameless things. And you just got this picture of who knows what, but it really just sends your mind going. Yeah, we see the surface of Middle-earth, but there's so much more to it. There's all this, and I think that's probably why I like the Underdeeps card so much too, that it just depicts a world that we never really see, and probably many of us never really considered. But here it is, put to paper, put to print, and you can get an appreciation for, literally, the depth of that world, of Middle-earth. Alright. Master of the House and Faithless Steward. Master of the House is the Hazard version of Elrond. Hold, Rebuilt, and Repaired. So this is kind of the opposite of that Tower-rated card. Playable on a non-Dragon's Lair, non-Underdeep's Ruins and Lairs site, it becomes a Shadow Hold, and all automatic attacks become Detainment. So basically, you got this place that's giving you trouble, maybe some unseemly folks moved in, and you kicked them out. You got it all nice, and you don't really have to worry about it much anymore. Very cool. I was unadvised. Apparently this is a very popular card too. It's hard to tell at a glance why, because, come on, look at all that. But I believe the short version of it is that small companies, like 2 characters, could be pretty powerful if the player with that company had the right cards, and very difficult to deal with because the hazard limit is so low for that. And that alone and unadvised card kind of says, hey, if you have really small companies, it's bad for them, not good for them. Angmaram. Oh my goodness. Oh. So here I was, about to be all bound. Oh, Angmaram, it's the card that everyone seems to have and whatever. And the next one, so this is a rare one, by the way. And the very next one is the Ithelstone, which is a rare one that no one seems to have and everyone seems to want. And now we are up to our quota for the booster box with 2 rare ones in a single pack. Can you imagine if you went to a card shop with this box here, you pulled that pack, cracked it open? Honestly, you probably didn't even know what you had at that point because no one had card lists. I mean, let's see, do we have card? No, I mean, no one knew the rarity of any of this stuff. So you're like, oh, the Ithelstone Angmaram, that's kind of cool, I guess. And it turns out that you had pretty much a golden ticket in your pack. So, fantastic. Well, okay, so this sounds a bit shallow and, mind on my money, money on my mind thing to say. But, now this is definitely worth it. I got the 5 rare ones that I was expecting to get. Now, it's worth it for more than that. I mean, yeah, I probably have $150 worth of cards right in this pile right here of these 5 cards. But it's worth it. So all these rares here, the Thrall Rings that I needed, and all sorts of other stuff, the Dark Trysts that you can't find anywhere. So this is absolutely worth it. It just would feel underwhelming if I opened the whole pack and I did not get 5 rare ones. And there's another Dark Tryst. We are doing well, guys. We are doing really well. Sometimes you open some sealed product and you regret it. You get that. I go back to Magic, but that's the one everyone knows and it's the one with the most value. You open that, that Alpha Booster, and you're like, I'm going to get my Black Lotus. And you open it and you get a Mountain or something, and it's really disappointing. No buyers, no opener's remorse whatsoever for this. The Pukal Deeps. So this is kind of cool too, because it's just, it's like a big underground temple almost. I don't have the Middle Earth lore to really expand upon this. Heck, I don't even know how to pronounce that. I just say Pukal. In the back of The Return of the King, there's a big old guide on how to say all the different letters and all the different accents, but it's cool. It's not rare one cool, though. There we go. Alright, Tribute Garner, Dwarven, Mountains of Shadow Deeps. Okay. Let's change it this time. Alright. Alrighty. I mean, we got packs, guys. We got 4 packs left, probably another 9 in the box. We got 13. We're 2/3 of the way through. I should probably just chuck these on the floor. Yeah. Clean that up later. Those spread a lot more than I wanted them to. So that's okay. Under galleries. Very cool. Narnia Camp. Okay. Another minion character. And Shrothring. Alright. Fantastic. Couple of commons. Neat. Alrighty. Eagle's Eyrie, Far Below the Deepest Delvings, Perchin, Corsairs of Rune, Hail of Darts, and Grey Havens. Okay. A minion. Oh, it's a freehold. Okay. That makes sense. Tokens, Galadrim, Legendary Stair. I mean, I guess I don't know how else you would have a stair go from the bottom of the world to the top of the world, unless it was a spiral. But that's just a really underwhelming picture, I think. But, I've praised all the artwork in the game so far. Lauded it. In an extreme sense of the word. Oh, man. As I'm about to do again right now. Look at that. So I can let one card go that doesn't quite make sense. The Worthy Hills. Wow. Near to Hear Whisper and Great Lord of Goblin Gate. I don't know. I never really cared for Omar Rayan's artwork, but I guess it gets the job done. Alrighty. More of our favorite stairs. Glamour of Surpassing Excellence. Yeah, so this card just makes me feel good. Because, you know, you got, what's his name? Gosh. The Bill the guy who runs the Prancing Pony. What is his name? Anyway, you feel kind of bad for him because he's like he runs a good shop, but so much stuff is going on. Gandalf gives him a letter. He completely forgets to open it to tell the hobbits what's going on, and just feels awful about it. You know, their horses get stolen, and this guy's thinking, man, everything was so good, and now these ringwraiths come to town. This lousy Bill Ferny fellow is causing trouble outside. And just, you know, I try so hard, and here's what I get to show for it. I mean, he's still a stand-up guy. You know, he compensates the hobbits for their horses and all that. And then Gandalf comes, and he's like, oh, you are just the worst ever. And the guy said, I'm sorry. And then they went and they left with Strider, whatever I tried to tell them. And Gandalf goes, Strider? Suddenly everything is all good again. And he says, you know, glamour, what does he say? Like, for the next 7 years, your beer will be the best beer ever. And now you just see how happy this guy is that he's serving up this beer and everyone's coming to the, to the tavern once more, the Prancing Pony, and his name is held in high esteem. And just, I like when things like that work out for people. I know that's a silly little aside to go off on, but it just makes me feel good. Not good enough to remember his name, apparently, but pretty good. Hell of Fear. Gandalf the White Rider, Alliance of Free... Hey, so here we go. Here's the one without the line on it. So, I wasn't kidding you guys. I wasn't pulling your leg. There are two versions of this card, and one is wrong. So I got the right one as well. That's nice. Alrighty, what do we got? Commons. 8 and 9 packs left to go. Math says there should be at least one more rare one in here. 12 loss. Very nice. Sulfur Deeps, pilfer anything untouched, those rascally habits. You know, I should be going over all of the rares, but there's 72 of them, so this video is long enough. Hopefully I'm holding them close enough to the camera that if you guys really care, you can pause the video and just take a look at them. Let's expire. Edheland, alright, and a world gnawed by the nameless. So now, here's the other half of that down below the deepest delvings of the dwarves, the world is gnawed by nameless things. Well, there was far below the deepest delvings, and now we have world gnawed by the nameless. And that's just such an evocative card title, for one. Plus the artwork, it's hard to see because it's so monochrome, but you've got squids and like a stingray, and I have to assume they're chewing on stuff. I don't know, but it's just again, it's that sense of the depth. Again, if you'll forgive the double use of the double meaning of the word, the depths of this world and what might be underneath there. Just that sort of mysterious sort of thing just always sends my mind reeling in a good way. Alrighty. Gosh, I should have a glass of water or something here. Talk straight for, what is this video going to be, 40 minutes? Oh gosh, speaking of time, I only have 4 minutes left on my memory card. So yes, about 40 minutes long. I will blast through these and we will see what we can do here. That's the hazard version of Bjorn. But yeah, talking nonstop for that long gets to you. Alrighty. Sorry for the rush at the end. I am so glad my camera has that feature that lets me know, because I would not want this video to be cut off. I mean, it's been such a great opening so far. There, a silly stare that's not quite as legendary as it makes itself out to be. Alright. Dunia Camp, Corsairs, Sack of the Head. Okay, those two places again, Radagast's Home and Gandalf. Couple of commons, nothing to see here. Okay, 4 packs left, 3 minutes left. Short legs are slow. Well, apparently so are pack openings. Hey, fantastic. So still no Farmer Maggot. What the heck is all I got to say on that. But there's the 4th Dragon Roused, so that's pretty cool. I still need Dalaman, I think maybe. Balrog. We'll see if it's somewhere in these last 3 packs. Can you believe it, though? I've opened nearly, over the span of my collecting career, I've opened nearly 2 full booster boxes of Against the Shadow, and I've never pulled a Farmer Maggot. And it looks like that will continue. Under Roads, very cool. Power built by waiting. Secret book, power. Okay, Glamour of Surpassing. Alright. I think we're going to beat the clock, guys. I think we are. House of the Dead Let Live. That's so cool. Okay, get a good look at that, because it's running out of time again. Master of the House, Elrond, and Thong of Fire. Very cool. Because I really got... You know, at the end of most of these videos, I do like going over all the rares that I pulled. That is not going to happen in this one, but at least we can look at the rare ones. Did we get a Farmer Maggot? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a chance. No, we did not. So, I'd say it's a bummer, but I have 2 of him already, so that's alright. Okay. The good news is, I got pretty much most of the rare ones that I wanted. So I got Itengast Roused, Baronex Roused, E-Dragon Roused, and Lukruth Roused. So I am missing a 4th one. I needed all 5. I needed 4 of the 5. I already had this guy, but that's okay. Angram, kind of a bummer there. I mean, I'm sure it's good. It's just no one cares about it as much. It's just not a cool card like that is or these are. And then the Ithelstone, which is absolutely a cool card. That is fantastic. I think I've actually pulled all these before in previous openings. Anyway, CCG Collector here. Thank you all very, very, very much for watching, for sticking with me the entire time. I hope it was as fun for you as it was for me. You have a great day, and I will see you next time.